to the Saturday edition of Cracking the Cryptic and one of my very favourite types of Sudoku variant. It's not Fog of War, but it is quadruples, and I love quadruple puzzles. So just a hint for any constructors out there who want to get their puzzles onto Cracking the Cryptic. If you make a good quadruple puzzle, well, it'll certainly get a thumbs up from me. This puzzle on the screen is called Polka Dot, and it's been recommended to us a few times, and it's by Potato Head 21. Now, Potato Head 21 is a name I associate with something rather fascinating. And actually, because, well, I wanted to mention that earlier on in the week we featured an extraordinary miracle Sudoku, which I've got here, the Easter Miracle by Farkov and Top Autism, which was just this grid. But I thought I'd show you this, both for the purposes of reminding you that if you've not checked out this puzzle and had a go at it, you really must, because it's just bonkers that you can have a Sudoku consisting of no clues at all. But also because it allowed me to show you, using this grid, the thing in my mind that I also always associate with Potato Head, and that is his discovery about Knight's Move Sudokus, which relates to the Fistamafel ring. I'm not going to prove Fistamafel, but I just want to show you this because it's really cool. But basically, Potato Head discovered that if you have a Sudoku that has a Knight's Move constraint, which means that two cells a Knight's Move apart in chess can't contain the same digit, then there is a maximum of one digit in that puzzle that cannot appear in the Fistamafel ring. And for those of you who are into Sudoku theory, that might come as news, and it's a really interesting thing. So the Fistamafel ring is the theorem that states that these green digits here are the identical digits in any Sudoku to the blue digits in the corners, and that's something I've proved in many videos over time. But imagine this was a Knight's Move puzzle, and imagine that we were trying to identify whether it's possible for a digit not to appear in the green ring, and therefore it would also not be in the blue squares because of the Fistamafel theorem. Well, that would imply that in the corner boxes, that digit must appear in these cells, so it must be in a yellow cell. But that means it must be in either this domino or this domino, because it can't be in both this domino and this domino in row 3, and whichever one of these it's in, it means it can't be in here. And by symmetry, that means it can't be there, there, or there. So none of those cells, none of these black cells, could contain this digit that we're saying doesn't exist in the Fistamafel ring. But now look at row 5 and column 5 and ask where that digit's got to go in those columns. Well, it's got to be in one of those cells, and it's got to be in one of those cells. Now, the only cell that simultaneously meets those criteria is that cell. So if there is a digit that is not in the Fistamafel ring in a Knight's Move Sudoku, it must go here, because that's the only place it could go, and therefore there can only be one of them, because you can't put two digits into that cell. And yeah, so the only complicated thing I sort of elided over there was, obviously, if a digit is in one of those cells, the reason it can go in neither of those is because of the Knight's Move constraint. So if imagine that was the 1, and it's the 1 we're trying to prove isn't in the ring, then it can go in neither of those cells, because if it went here, it would be a Knight's Move away from itself. So yeah, isn't that interesting? Well, some of you will be saying no, but some of you might be saying yes, and it's those people I'm talking to mostly. Anyway, what else have I got to tell you about before we kick off and have a look at Polka Dot and see what Potato Head's got in store for us? Oh, big news, yes. In fact, in 53 minutes' time, but this will be in the past view, so it will already have happened, we are releasing this special Sudoku hunt over on Patreon, and the idea is it's aimed at children or people who are very new to variant Sudoku. It's themed around the Super Mario Brothers, and it's 4 puzzles long, and we've made it with the help of Ashish Kumar, so thank you very much to Ashish for making 3 of the puzzles in the hunt. And yeah, so we're hoping it will be a really nice way to get into variant Sudoku. So check it out and let us know. we'd love to hear from you. I especially would love to hear from you. We're not asking for the names. If you manage to solve it, don't send us in your names, because we won't be able to read out all the names, because we expect we might get thousands of correct entries. But I would love to hear stories. If you've managed to use this hunt to get your children involved or interested in Sudoku, send me that story, because I'd love to hear about it, and I'd love to share some of those stories on the channel. So that would be great. Birthdays. I've got some birthdays to give you today as well. Let's start with Ilaria. Now, Ilaria, I think you've turned 23. I had to decrypt a message from your boyfriend Francesco, but I think you've turned 23 today. Many happy returns. And Francesco rather meanly sent me a picture of the chocolate cake you're going to be having, which is this one. And Francesco is a man after my own heart, because he's focused on the ratio of icing to cake here, and it's almost correct. It should be 50-50, but this one has a great big slab of ganache, chocolate ganache there, which looks delicious. So I'm quite jealous, Ilaria. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. John, you've turned 60 today. Many congratulations, and I know this because your friend Ruben wrote to us. Johanna, I think I'm saying your name right. You've turned 22, and I know this because your fiancé Sebastian wrote to us, described you, Johanna, as the love of his life, and told me that you're having strawberry cake today. And yes, okay, I can forgive you. It's your birthday. And then Josh, over there in California, you've turned 37 today, and I know this because your wife Rebecca wrote to us on behalf of her and your dog Bill. And apparently you're having wine and chocolate cake today. Well, the humans are, not Bill. And yes, and yeah, well, I would love to come and see you if you're in the middle of wine country. I need an excuse to come over to California. So yeah, unless I get to play Pebble Beach again or Cypress Point. If the invite comes to Cypress Point, I would love to come and see you, Josh and Rebecca. But anyway, Josh, I hope you have an absolutely brilliant birthday. And the only other thing I need to talk about is, of course, the Knightmare on Sudoku Street. Here it is. This is the big Patreon reward for April, and the following people have solved all 19 puzzles, which I tell you is some solving feat. So very well done to Valek, to Andu Andre, I think, Ryan Walker, Elise Harivel, Masteda or Masteda, Dylan Markov, Mateus Holter, Mario Buto, Chris Remo, Cody Newman, Scott Murdoch, Johnny Bolton, Sulran Hulda, Sigtrigsdottir, maybe. That's quite a hard name for me to pronounce, but anyway, Sulran, I'm delighted to hear that your 6-month-old baby girl falls asleep to my dulcet tones. Yeah, you don't want to see me at parties. Robot, not robot at all. Robert Dahlstrom, not Robot Dahlstrom. Sorry, Robert. Mikhail Reichabor, I think. Ivan Alexiev, Toshi Kato, and Dennis Ocken. Fantastic solving, one and all. And now let's have a look at Polka Dot, and I will read you the extremely short but the extremely wonderful rule set. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits in circles must appear in at least one of the 4 cells surrounding that circle. So that is telling us that these 4 cells here need to include a 1, a 2, and a 3, and possibly 2 1s. You could do that, I suppose. That would seem to me to be legitimate. And that's all the rules. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. I've got the wrong glasses on. I will switch them over in the hope of improving my solving. Now let's get cracking. Now, what do I see as I stare at the grid? I can see I can do some pencil marking around that one. And I can see that it looks like we've got some sort of entropy going on to me. I.e. there's loads of 1, 2, 3 clues. There's loads of 4, 5, 6 clues. And there's loads of 7, 8, 9 clues. which seems to me to be suspicious. So the way I tend to do, but I'm just thinking about how I can explain what I do here. So that the way I tend to do quadruple puzzles is I look for coincident digits. So I can see that 7 is in that quadruple, and I can see 7 is in this quadruple. So the question I want to ask as a result of that is, where does 7 go in row 3? And the answer is in one of those cells. So it's things like that. You see, it doesn't work here though, because unfortunately the 7 around this quadruple is not in, I can't tell which box it's in. So I can't really perform that same trick. Let me just think about this for a second or two. 4. Okay, so 4 is coincident between those quadruple clues, so there must be a 4 in one of these 3 cells. Now, is that helpful for this one? Well, not really. I mean, it means that cell's not able to be a... Oh, that cell was never able to be a 4, because actually, look, in fact, okay, here's something I should have spotted absolutely instantly. Look at this cell. That cell cannot be a 4, 5 or a 6, because the 4, 5 and 6 in box 4 are surrounding that quadruple clue. So that means those 3 digits have got to be 4, 5 and 6, because we've got to include a 4, 5 and 6 around this quadruple. So this square is now not a 7. So now 7... Oh, this is pretty, isn't it? Right, okay, so now look at this quadruple clue, which I know now includes a digit that is a 7 in this domino. So the other digits, so this must be a 1, 2, 3, 7 quadruple. And the 7 we know is in this domino. So the 6 is now, the 6 is now pushed up here. Which does nothing. No, well, okay, that's not a 6. I suppose it does do something. Oh, no, this clue. Okay, I should have started here probably. 1, 2, 3 and 8 surround that quadruple. So I've got a digit. I've got a digit, a 6 in the grid. And... okay, that's the world's most underwhelming 6. Oh, right, okay. But, look, we've got the same trick being pulled on 4s, 5s and 6s here. There must be 4, 5 and 6 around that quadruple. That cell is not able to be a 4, 5 or a 6, therefore. So 4, 5 and 6 live in these cells. So 2 must be in one of those cells, therefore. It's not able to be in the 4, 5, 6. And for our next trick, we will say that... oh, come on, Simon. What is it I meant to do? Ones, twos. I seem to have far too many 1s, 2s and 3s in box 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yes. I can get 4. This is a 4. Because this 1, 2, 3 quadruple here can't have two of its 1, 2s and 3s there. Because if these are 1, 2 and 3, you can see that those 6 cells there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, have only got 5 different digits to choose from. They've got the digits 1, 2, 3, 7 and 8 to choose from for those 6 cells. So we'd inevitably have to repeat a digit. So this cannot be a 1, 2, 3 domino, which means that this domino must contain 1, 2 and 3. Or 2 of 1, 2 and 3, which means it cannot contain 4, which gives me a 4 here, 5 here, 6 here, and we are away. So this is no longer 6. What about this one then? So now 6 is down here. which might be important. So okay, so now 6 is down here. Okay, that feels... Oh, so that can't be a 2, because the 2 must be in one of those 3 cells around that quadruple clue. And one of these squares is a 1, 2, or a 3, and that's going to complete the quintuple on 1, 2, 3, 7, and 8 in this box. So this square cannot be 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 5, or 6, which means it has to be 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 it could be, or 9 I think. Only 4 or 9, which is potentially important. He says, desperately trying to work out why. Alright, I'm going to go back to 1s, 2s and 3s then, because look at this domino. Now those 2 squares we know are definitely selectable from 1, 2 and 3. And those 2 digits therefore have to appear around that quadruple, which means they must be in those 2 squares, which means this square is no longer a 6, which means this square is a 6. And it means these 2 squares are 4 and 5, I suppose, because we've got to put 4, 5 and 6 around the quadruple clue. So now those 2 squares are 4 and 5, because I've got to put those around here. This is absolutely fascinating, isn't it? I really have a soft spot for these puzzles. 4 has to be in one of those cells. I suspect that this one is very much a test of technique, because if you're good at spotting these sort of, you know, these small interactions between the quadruple clues, you can extract so much information. Right, so these 2 digits are the same as those 2 digits. But I don't think I know where the 2 goes, do I? I know one of these is the third 1, 2 and 3 in this column. So that square, that's quite interesting. That square is sort of entropic. That's got to be high. And that's because... Ah, no, I'm wrong. No, I'm right. No, I'm right. That square can't be 4, 5 and 6, which are here. And it can't be 1, 2 and 3, because those 4 cells contain the 3 digits 1, 2 and 3. So it has to be from 7, 8 and 9. That's the world's most useless deduction. Sorry, I don't think that's clever at all. Ah, 5. What about 5 in this box? Where does it go? And the answer is I have not got a Scooby-Doo. But I can limit it to one of 4 positions, which are all around this 7, 8, 9 clue. So this must be from 7, 8, 9 and 5, which means that square most certainly is not a 2. So the 2 is now in one of these 2 cells. I've got 5. So I've not put 6. Oh, bobbins, look, it's totally obvious. Where does 6 go in this box? It can only go here. It's been nakedized, which means that is the 2. Which means 6 is in one of those cells. Which is... No, it's not this one actually. There's a 6 looking at it from this 4, 5, 6 triple. So 6 is relegated to quite low down the grid. 5 is in one of these cells as well. I can see that's going to do something to this 7, 8, 9, but I just want to check something else at the moment. I've got something in the back of my mind I wanted to do up here with Sudoku. Oh yes, I wanted to put 6 up here. So 6 is in one of those squares. I tell you what, there is all sorts going on now. We are in licorice all sort land. I don't even know where to go first. I'm going to do Sudoku over here. This square's got to be a 1 or a 3, because it can't, but by Sudoku, everything else is placed in the box. Now, can I do something with that? I don't know, but the other thing I've seen is, look, 4, 5 and 6 in row 3 have to move up and be in this quadruple along with a 7. So this is a 4, 5, 6, 7 quadruple. Oh, and the 5 is therefore... Oh, that's perhaps the simpler way of seeing it. Look, this quadruple clue needs a 5 around it. It can only go there. Sorry, I didn't spot that. Okay, so now I've got... That's not 6 either. So I've got a 4, 6, 7 triple in... Oh, 5 is... Sorry, there's lots of other things going on. I keep missing things. But, okay, here's another thing I've noticed. This is 4, 5 and 6 in that quadruple, and that's got 4, 5 and 6 in that quadruple. So where do 4, 5 and 6 go? In this column. And the answer is they've got to be a sort of triple at the bottom of column 7. So that square is not allowed to be a 2. So there is now a 2 in this domino, which is about as useful as a chocolate teapot. So 1 has to be in one of those 3 cells. So that is not a 1. But look, we can do better than that, because remember that one of these 2 squares was a 1, 2 or a 3, making up this quintuple. I don't know which one of these it is, but there's a quintuple here in those 6 cells of 1, 2, 3, 7 and 8. Now that means there is an 8 in this domino, which means there is not an 8 in that domino as well. So these squares have got reduced. They've become low entropy digits. So 8, oh I see, so 8 and 9 in this box have to be low. We already knew that. Sorry, we knew that already. I didn't realise. Okay, I can do a little bit better than that using this quadruple clue. So, in this column, I've not definitively located the positions of any 7s, 8s and 9s now, but those 3 digits definitely can't be a 7, 8, 9 triple, because if they were, where would we put this 7, 8 and 9 around this quadruple? If these were all 7, 8 and 9, you'd have to put all of those 3 digits into a domino, and that's just simply too much. It's too claustrophobic to do that. So we can't do that. So this is not a triple on 7, 8 and 9, but that means that square must be, you've guessed it, a 7, 8 or a 9. So it's not a 1. So the 1 is now in one of 2 places only. And there's 2 digits which are 7, 8, 9 down here. And they go in there. And that digit is in there. Ooh, okay, this is starting to feel a bit coloury to me, like we might need to do some colouring. Let me think. Okay, let's hold off on colouring at the moment. 5 is not there, look. So 5 is up here. Can we do any better than this? Oh, hang on. Here's something I noticed down here ages ago and then didn't do anything with it. So I'm going to do that now. Well, 5 and 6 appear in 2 of those 3 cells. So we can't make them both there, because then again I couldn't put 7, 8, 9 round the quadruple. So this square needs to be a 5 or a 6, and these digits are made up of 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, with one of, well, these are not 5, 6, these are definitely 7, 8, and 9 now, because we know that one of these is not allowed to be 7, 8, and 9. So Oh no, I was about to say these have to be a 7-8 pair, but that's wrong because that square is allowed to be a 9. I was trying to think about where those two digits went in box 2. I know one of these is a 6 from this quadruple clue, so that's not a 6. Okay. Do I know both of those are 7-8? Oh, that would be huge if I know that. I do know that. That's exactly what we just proved. Yes, right. In this column, 2 of these 3 digits must be 7, 8 and 9, and they can't go in that domino around this quadruple clue. So these 2 squares are 7, 8 and 9. That square is not 2. This square is 2. And I think this is going to do this digit as well. But let's just think about this 2 firstly. Although this 2 is the most underwhelming thing in the world. I don't think I know about it. Its nature is to be recalcitrant. Okay, but I've now got a 7, 8, 9 triple there. So that square seems to me to have to be a 5, which means that square's a 6. Which means this square is not 5 or 6, and that is 7, 8 or 9. And if this is 5, look, 5 is not in those digits, which means where does 5 go around this quadruple clue? Answer there. 6 can't go here by Sudoku. Five has to be in a domino at the bottom of column 5. 6 has to be somewhere in this box. Look, 6 is going to be in this domino. Can we rule out either of those positions? I don't know. 4 in this box has to be in one of 2 places. Yeah. Well, nearly. 4 doesn't seem to be in any of those 3 positions. So in box 2, I want to say that 4 is in one of those 3 cells. So that seems to imply that 4 in this column is restricted. It's got to be down here. I don't think that does anything, does it? Sorry, I think I've led us on a red herring. We've encountered red herrings now. So this is a 4, 6 pair. So okay, so I now can label. I can do entropy on row 7 because I've got 4, 5 and 6 labelled and 7, 8 and 9 labelled. So everything else has got to be 1s, 2s and 3s, and that will probably do something. Well, it means that's not a 4. So 4 has been pushed down here, which means that's not a 4. That's not a 4. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, that didn't work. Oh dear. Right. Goodness me. Okay. So instead of that, we're going to have to come up with something else. Oh dear, come on. I don't think we're far away from breaking through this because we've done quite a lot of intricate logic. One of these is 7, 8 or 9. And that, okay, so that digit is there, is in one of those 2 cells. How do we do this? Is it something to do with 2 in this box? I think the problem is this can be a 2. If I knew the 2 was here, this would be a lovely 1, 3 pair. Oh, look, hang on, these 2 cells can't be 2. So this has come right down. This is now 1 or 3. Can we do... No, actually. What about... So these are both low digits. Oh, right. Okay, so one of these digits is that digit, because they can't both go there or there'd be too many low digits in row 4. So one of these is this digit, and one of these goes here, which completes a 1, 2, 3 triple in the row. So that's interesting. That square is high. So let me just explain that again. We know that those cells in this box cannot both go here, or we've got too many low digits. So one of them is here and one of them is here by Sudoku. And whichever one of these goes here in one of these two cells completes a 1, 2, 3 triple. But we've already got a 4, 5, 6 triple, so that square must be low. It cannot be high. Now, does that do something? I'm almost wondering whether that's what I'm meant to do. I'm meant to colour 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s and 9s. That is a thought, isn't it? Ah, there we go. There we go. Done it. Well, not done it, but I've got something else. That cell is a gimme. And that's going to complete our 1, 2, 3 triple in this column, because I've somehow got a 5 here. Where did that? Oh, that 5 came from this quadruple. Everything's so well connected. So now that can't be a 2. This square has to be a 7, 8, or a 9. Oh, this is right. Watch this. With the fireworks are going off now. Right. Okay, let's make that cell green. Where does that green live around here? And the answer is we don't know, but it's definitely in one of those two squares, because it must be around this quadruple, and it's not that one. So it's in one of these two squares. So where does it go in this box? And the answer is by Sudoku there, which means that square is not a 4, but that seems to mean that's a 4. And if that's a 4, that seems to mean that's a 4. And if that's a 4, that seems to mean that's a 4. Which means that we've got a 6, 7 pair at the top of the grid, which means we've got, whoopsie, we can get rid of 7 up here. What does this 4 do? Oh, right, I've seen something else. I've seen something else that could be good. I tell you, what I love about this puzzle is it just keeps giving you a little chance, doesn't it? Now, look, where does 9 go in this box? And the answer is one of those two cells. Again, we don't know which one, but that seems to knock 9 out of these two squares. But there must be a 9 around that quadruple clue, so we can place that 9, which means these squares are not 9. So there's now a 9 up here by Sudoku, which means that square is not 9. We've got a 7, 8 pair here. We know that one is green, so we know that one is not 9. Is that useful? Possibly. I don't know. Okay. So what have we learnt now? We've got a 9 here. And has that helped us at all? And we've got a 7 or an 8 here. Okay, so that square, let's colour that one in. Let's make that blue, because these two squares now are sort of a blue-green pair, because they're both from 7 and 8, aren't they? So that, oh, that square's got to be green by Sudoku. Oh, this is right. Here's some. Yeah, that must be right. This must be right. So where does this digit go around that quadruple clue? And the answer is I don't quite know, but it's in one of those two squares, so it's not there. So that square is blue, and this square is green. Which means green lives down here, and 9 is definitely in this quadruple clue, because blue, which is 7 or 8, is not in this quadruple clue. So this can't be a 7-8 pair. So blue is in one of those two squares. But I don't think I know which one. So where does blue go in this column? So that digit in this column is what we're asking. And I think it's got to be there. It's the only place that seems to be legitimate. So this is now a 7-8 pair. And that has a 7 looking at it. Okay, it can't be that, can it? Is that right? Oh, well, no. Okay, better than that, and even clearer is there's a 7 up there. All right, so that is 8. That is 8. Look, we've got digits 8, 8, 8. So now this becomes a 7-9 pair, and green becomes 7, which is terrifically exciting. So green lives up there. Green. Okay, sorry. Look, that's become a 7. Maybe that was an easier way of doing this. So that's a green digit. Let's give that its full chromatic inheritance. These are from 1, 2, 3, and 9. So because we haven't got the last 1, 2, 3. Oh, is that digit, isn't it? Oh, this is lovely. It's just lovely. Okay, where does that digit go in this box? And the answer is it can't go around this quadruple clue because there's a 5 here. So we know that this is a 1, 2, 3 triple of distinct digits. So we can't repeat that digit there. So it's got to go here. And that means that cell is not 9, which means that cell, you've guessed it, is 9. Those two digits are the same. I'm going to just colour those in for a moment. This is a 9. That's a 9, 9. Okay, these are not 9 now. So this one needs to be coloured in either blue or green. I don't know if we can do that. It sort of feels like we ought to be able to, but I'm not sure how. Oh, I see. Look, 8 is in this domino and 8 is there. So we get an 8 in the middle of the grid for free. That's just a blue digit we could have got ages ago. So 9 is in one of those two cells. No, it's not. 9 is here by Sudoku. So 9 is now, I think, placed at the bottom of the grid. And that seems to give us a 5 using our pencil marking. That does seem legitimate given this can't be 5. So that's giving us a 6 here, which gives us a 4 and a 6. And this square is now 5. And that seems to want to be a 4. Is that good? Yeah, that's logical. Yeah, okay, that's logical. We'll accept that. Now, these squares have got to be 1, 3, and 8, I want to say. And somehow or other, none of those are actually known. Okay, all right. But there is the opportunity for a 3 in the corner, so let's keep an eye out for that. So this is 1, 2, or 3, not 2. This is 1, 2, or 3. But I don't think we can limit it at all. 4 over here, is that helpful? No. What about, oh, okay, so we're having trouble now with 1s, 2s, and 3s, aren't we? We need to find a way to disambiguate these, which I haven't got any ideas about yet. What about this column? Oh, I see. We've got a 1, 2, 3, and where does the 9 go in this column? Only there. Is that a problem? No, that's not a problem for this quadruple clue because 9 is definitely down there. Feel like we ought to know which way round the 7 goes. So this is 1, 2, or 3. Sounds like there might be some children screaming trouble. I have to keep one ear open for that. I hope everything is all right outside. I might actually have to pause the video here. No, I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Right, let's try. Let's get my head back into this. What? Oh, one is in one of those two. Is that going to be it? Or how do we do this? I feel like we're right on the cusp of finishing it. Let's double click greens. Can we do the greens? Nearly. There is a green down here, but I don't seem to know which direction the 7s resolve. What about the blues then? So, there's an 8 here, isn't there? 8 seems to be able to be in any of those positions. Okay, no, maybe it's not as straightforward as I was anticipating. It's got to be... I keep saying it's got to be, and I haven't got a clue what it's got to be. I suspect we might have to do more. Do we have to do more chromatic stuff to finish this? And if so, of what? Do we colour 1s, 2s and 3s, or do we try and colour something else? Or maybe 1s and 3s. Maybe 1s and 3s is what we're meant to colour. Okay, let's get rid of... Oh, we do know both of those are yellow, but I don't think I can disambiguate the yellow between those two. Maybe I'll leave that alone. I'm going to make that purple, which I think means this is purple. Now the problem is I don't know whether this is yellow or not. So is that foolish? Oh, hang on. If that's yellow, I know that's yellow. I've just noticed. I didn't spot that before. So yellow. So this now is a yellow-blue domino. Which one of these is purple? It's purple. One of them is purple. Can we somehow tell which one? Yeah. Oh, look at the... All right, yellow in this box is... Oh, this might go somewhere bizarrely. Because yellow... Oh, that's lovely. That is absolutely lovely. Because unless I've got this wrong, yellow in this box is forced into this square, which cannot be a 2. And the reason I think that's exciting is that allows me to discard 2 from yellow, which must give me... Yeah, there we go. That's become a 2 out of absolutely nowhere. That's become a 2. I need to put a 2 around this clue. So now we've got some 2s in the grid, which they definitely have to have their own colour. We will make the 2s grey, I think. I think they deserve to be grey. So how many 2s have we got? That's not 2 anymore, and that's lovely. So that's got to be 2, so that's grey. And this one's got to be purple. That one sees both colours of yellow and blue, so that's got to be a 2. That's got to be a purple. Let's greyify this. Now that one seems to have to be 2 because that one's ruled out of that one. So this is 2, and it's grey. So that's... Well, that's a 3 by Sudoku, which means that's a 1 by Sudoku. This is not a 2, so this one is yellow. Now, it's going to be these two, I suspect, that allows us to learn the ordering of yellows and purples. That's not able to be 2 anymore, is it? Oh, look, yeah, I've got a 1-3 pair. Oh, that doesn't do it. That gets me an 8. Ah, which gets me a 7 and a 9. So this is a 5-8 pair at the top of this column. But the 7, oh, we get a 7 in the corner, not a 3 in the corner. So we've done a few more 7s. This is now a yellow digit. And if that's a yellow digit and C is a 3, there we go. We've done it. So 1, so yellow is 1. Purple is 3. So purple is 3. Let's put purple in. Let's put yellow in. We can now see that that square has to be the purple digit, which is a 3, which seems to mean that square's a 9, which hasn't got its own colour. The middle 3 columns are all done. That square's done. That's got to be a grey 2, look. So now looking along this line, we've got 3s and 6s to place. Now 3 is one of our purple digits. What about those squares then? We must know what they are. One of them is a 9. One of them is a 2. Oh, one of them's the 2. Haha, there we go. 2, 9. Oh, actually, I celebrated prematurely there. Oh, but hang on. No, hang on. 1 second. Let me think about this. So these squares are they're a 1-8 pair by our colouring. Ooh. Oh, the 9 is doing the 9 and the 7. Lovely. Okay. That does the 7 and the 6. So it gets a little bit more colouring done there. That square loses its greenliness. Go away. The 6 does the 6 and the 3. Which means that this square is... Okay, we're going to need help from somewhere else to do this 1, 3, 8. I can't just write the 3 in the corner. That square is 3 or 8. It's not. Oh, it was never 7. So there's a 1 here. Okay, that's still not done. Ah, there you go. That can't be a 3 because there's a 3 around here. Oh, yes. Yeah, so I could have got a 3-4 pair here. That's what we've missed there. So that 3 goes here. This goes here. That goes there. That goes there. That goes there. That goes there. That square's an 8. We get an 8 here. We do. Oh, potato head. Well done. Because that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. What a beautiful way to finish the puzzle. Okay, so those all become purple. 1s needed their own colour, didn't they? So let's fix those and double click the 1s and yellowify them. Have we done all the 7s? 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I think so. Have we done all the 2s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Let's just double check that we've done everything we're meant to do and click tick. Yay! Absolutely wonderful. Love that from start to finish. Very interesting. And very cleverly designed. And I was just pausing there as my brain caught up with my mouth, because I was about to say, if you think about these puzzles, there's no particular reason why 4, 5s and 6s, 1, 2, 3s, 7, 8s and 9s have been grouped. Because at the end of the day, Sudoku digits, when you're not doing a mathematical puzzle, these don't have any mathematical properties. This could be it's labelled 4, 5, 6. It could be oranges, apples and limes. So there's, I think the only reason that these digits look like they're entropic is because Potato Head 21 has seen the beauty value in making this look like an entropic puzzle. Yeah, it's very, very nice. Very cool puzzle. And lots of little things to discover. Enjoyed it mightily. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.